Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billie.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. Did you ever wonder what would happen if zombies attacked? No. But did you ever wonder what would happen if zombies attacked and stole all of your spooky games? How scary would that be? What if you had to start your spooky game collection over with only $100? How would you choose to spend that money? We've seen this challenge before for starting your collection over, but we decided it might be fun to do it with just spooky games as we wrap up October. New games only. You can only get the best price you can find online, and it can't be a used game. It's really difficult to get the spooky games that you want to play. In the spirit of Spooky Month, some sacrifices had to be made. Billie and I worked on our lists separately, but I'd hazard a guess there is very little crossover, so I'm going to make Billie defend her choices. Even though there were no set number of games, just as many as you could get for $100, that you'd want to start your collection over with, we both ended up with 5. Kind of. I'll explain later. In no particular order, here are our 5 games each that we would start over with our spooky collection. All right, so my first game, and I didn't put mine in any order. Billie, you put yours in order of price, right?
Yes, ascending.
Ascending price. I just put mine in 5 games because I had to keep switching them back and forth, and I had to get rid of some I really wanted to keep, and I wanted to spend every penny of my $100. But my first game is a pretty obvious choice for us, and that is Horrified American Monsters. Woo! I know that for spooky games, I probably could have chosen Horrified Universal Monsters. Honestly, as long as we have one Horrified in our spooky game collection, I'd be happy. But after playing this one and battling these monsters, this is definitely the one that I'm going to choose if I can only have one. Billie is, as of right now, starting to prep for her painting video, so you'll get to see which mini she painted, or maybe more than one. Who knows?
You said minis plural.
I said minis plural. Keep stalling. You're going to paint the whole set. Anyway, so for my first pick, I picked Horrified, which I found for $28. Now, to be fair, we did not include shipping in any of this, or we'd each get one game and then the rest of the money would go to shipping. So we're just going to assume that we bought enough stuff.
I'd still have more games.
We're going to assume that we bought enough stuff that we don't have to worry about shipping. So my number 1 is Horrified. Billie, what's your first one?
It's a really neat indie RPG called Mothership. It's a D100 game, so you roll 2 D10s and take that number instead of using a D20 or something. And it's a sci-fi horror game inspired by things like Alien and Event Horizon. It's a great thing to play around this time of month.
So you're going to cheat with free RPGs?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm watching you, though.
I still came in under budget.
Under budget or right at budget?
$99.
Okay, all right, fine. The second game that I choose to rebuild my collection with was the most expensive game on my list. It's also the newest game that we have purchased. So I decided to go with The Night Cage. The Night Cage is one of the most suspenseful games that we own, and other than games that we had to leave off the list because they're out of print and cost too much, like, the original Subterra and Endangered Orphans, the original version, this one is definitely one that gives me the most suspense bang for my buck. So this one comes in at $38, which is a huge chunk of the spooky game budget, but I just love this game. I love the feeling that you're creeping around in a dark, dank cave and you're looking around and you can't find your way out and your candle might blow out at any second and maybe someone will reach out to you and relight your candle and maybe there's just a wax eater around the corner. I just think this is one of the most fun, suspenseful games that we've played this season. So this is where the big chunk of my money is going to go to Night Cage. What do you have next?
Next up, I have another RPG.
Is it free?
It is also free.
Come on.
It's called Silent Legions. It's a great cosmic horror mystery game built around the rules similar to first edition D&D, which makes it compatible with other old school Renaissance type games.
So you're using a standard set of dice.
Yes. It's like D&D, but Cthulhu.
But not Cthulhu. But kind of Cthulhu.
Yeah. Well, it actually has a lot of really interesting rules for generating your own mythos. One of the things this author is known for in general is just huge sets of random tables that are great for generating content in your game. Make all sorts of aspects of your own cults and mythos gods and extra dimensional spaces, all that stuff.
Just in case you don't know this about me, I am not by nature an RPG gamer. I have tried and I've been promised that it's lots of fun, but so far it hasn't gone the way I want it to go. Billie keeps trying to lure me in, and the spooky games might be better than the high fantasy games, so we will see. But apparently her list is all about making me play an RPG. Maybe we'll do one live. You never know.
Ooh,
yeah, don't get too excited. I say maybe.
Too late. Already paying all my hopes and dreams on it.
Okay, my third game, because I listened to Billie, is a game called 10 Candles, which is one of the only RPGs that I was really tempted to play because you're literally playing at a table with 10 candles lit. And as the story unfolds, as things go poorly for you, each candle dims and goes out until you're left with just a single candle. Now, I don't know what system it is, and I don't know what dice I need, but the idea of... Okay, just D6s. But the idea of playing this while you're literally watching your chances dim in front of you seems like a lot of fun to me. So maybe. Plus, 10 Candles was free. There's a little bit of cheating in RPG worlds here. What's your next one?
Well, I can't talk about really good cosmic horror RPGs without, yes, this is another free RPG.
It's your last one or I'm cutting you off.
It's another. You can't talk about it without bringing up Call of Cthulhu. The 7th edition Quick Start rules are free, and it is a wonderful game. And this edition has really refined it. It's another D100 game like Mothership. So you roll 2 D10s, and one's the 10 digit, one's the not 10 digit.
Okay.
Shut up.
Is this the one that we played?
It is. It's the one where Connor walked into a room, saw a bathtub, and decided to shoot it because it had bubbles in it. This was on the 2nd floor.
I'm much more likely to play Call of Cthulhu than I am to play a high fantasy game because it's grounded in that magical reality Lovecraftian thing. I can be a historian. I can be a librarian. Both nerdy jobs that I know how to relate to. So it's much more likely that I would play something like that. But you're cut off and no more RPGs.
That was my last one.
Because seriously, cheating.
You had one too.
I had one, just one though. My next game is The Bloody Inn. Because what good is a spooky collection without a murderous innkeeper? Or 2, or
and just look at
3, or, 4. The art on this game, who's the art by? I'm gonna have to put that down the bottom.
Artman.
It is, stop that. The graphics are by Luis Francisco.
I was close.
The art on this game is the thing that grabbed us first. We saw a picture of it on Instagram, wanted to know what that art was, and then when we found out that it was a French 1800s inn, we decided That sounds like fun. And then when we heard that the idea was to murder the guests and bury them underneath the annex, we jumped in and murdered as many friends that would come and play with us as possible. We definitely didn't bury those bodies under any annexes out back. This is a hand management game where you're deciding whether you're going to keep the guests, kill the guests, take your chances that the police might come before you bury a body. All of this sounds really dark, but it's actually just a lot of fun. And we wouldn't have a spooky game collection without it. This is actually one of our first spooky games in our collection. So when we rebuild, we're going to start back here at the Bloody Inn. What is the first one that you actually have to pay money for?
It's Mysterium Park.
Aha. Why Mysterium Park? Why not Mysterium? You have lots of money left.
Well, I just thought I would be frugal.
How much did Mysterium Park cost you?
$19 on the list.
Well, that's a good deal. Do you like Mysterium Park better than Mysterium?
I think I might, just because it's sort of slimmed down and quicker and easier to run. I might like the theme of the original Mysterium a little bit more, but the art is still gorgeous as always, and it's just a really fun game.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one I like better. I think Mysterium is a better game, and Mysterium Park is just streamlined and easier, and we're going to play it more. So in Mysterium Park, they take out the weapons. You had to guess a location, a suspect, and a weapon in Mysterium. Also, Mysterium Park works really well with two people, which we wind up playing two people.
More often than not.
Yeah, most of the time. It's really the same game, just a few tweaks, and the setting is different. Although I think the setting is pretty creepy. You know, nothing is scarier than that stupid wind-up monkey with the symbols. So while I prefer the haunted manor of Mysterium, this is a really good choice if you're trying to keep your budget a little bit lower, which you obviously are when you're only spending $100. My last one is a bit of a cheat, just a little bit of a cheat.
A cheat?
Yeah, just a little bit though. The zombies came in and stole all of our spooky games, but they didn't steal all of our games. So for the low price of $8, I would spend my last $8 to buy the Halloween expansion for Welcome to.
That is definitely cheating.
It's not cheating. I mean, I already have Welcome to. It was.
Well, I guess the zombies did only steal our spooky games.
The zombies only took the spooky games. So I would spend the $8, which brings me up to a nice, neat, even $100, so that I could have the Welcome to expansion that has candy corn and ghosts and trick-or-treaters, and we love Welcome to. It's one of our favorite and rights, so it's a flip and right instead of a roll and right. We pretty much always have a game of it going online at some point, and I like to play it solo. I find Welcome to a really fun game to play solo, as long as you don't attempt to play Welcome to Las Vegas. The Halloween edition it's just fun.
It's adorable.
Right, and it adds a few extra permits that are Halloween based, so you're trying to collect candy corn or ghosts or go trick-or-treating. It's just good fun for a game that we love, and I had $8 left on my list, so
we should play it when we're done filming.
Yes, please. So that's what we're gonna do. If you haven't played Welcome to in any of its forms, go grab one of them and start playing, because it's easy and it's a ton of fun.
Wait, do you need the original to play?
You do need the original to play the expansions, yes.
Well, you can't grab any of them.
Well, you could grab the base one and then
any of the
expansions, because there's a winter one, a doomsday one, a Halloween one. There's more, but I'm forgetting.
Yeah.
And then Las Vegas is a separate game. Okay, you have one left, and you have a lot of money left.
$81.
Is it 81?
No, it's only $80.
Did this cost it? So you have $1 left over?
I have $1 left over.
What did you spend $80 on?
The spookiest of games.
Let's say... Oh, good God. Okay. So you saved all your money so you could get Mansions of Madness.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you're right, of course, but Why did you pick Mansions of Madness?
I just love how like narrative driven it is, and it's just really fun to explore the little house and see all the little clues, and the app adds so much atmosphere and character, and I did not think I would like an app, and neither did you, but it works really well with the game.
Yeah, I was one of those don't put apps in my board games until I played this, and now you can put apps in my board games as long as you do it as well as Fantasy Flight did with this. Because I had no idea how to play this game. Zero idea. And I'm the rules learner here. I'm the person that's going to set everything up and learn all the rules. And it was so easy because I had the app just guiding us through it. And then you have the music in the background. And when the monsters are popping up, it feels like the monsters are popping up, right? So, yeah, this absolutely was a good choice. I didn't put it on my list because... wow, $80. And if you only have 100, then that leaves you...
I still had 5 games.
You cheated.
You cheated too.
Less, I cheated less. So, Mansions of Madness is Billie's giant pick. Okay, so are you happy with your list? Or what games didn't make your list that you wish you could have put on, but you had to?
Honestly, I'm pretty happy with my list, and it's mostly because of just the amount of content you get out of both Mansions and 3 RPGs, which are basically infinitely replayable.
If you can convince somebody to play with you.
I'll get you one day.
I think for me, it was some of the smaller kind of indie games or smaller, lesser known games that I really wanted to put on the list, but then they wound up being $25 or $30. And when I look at them, I was like, those are small games or card games, or, you know, the Crimson Creek comes in a tiny little tin, and it was going to take up a quarter of my budget. And as much as I love those games and the spooky thematic slasher movie vibe that we get from those games, that Haka-Ana, those kinds of games, I didn't want to give up a quarter of my budget to them. And I didn't know that we would play them as much, where I think we might play Night Cage when it's not spooky season. I think it's just a fun co-op game to play.
And then we'll have to watch the movie after.
We're not watching those stupid onion people. They're really scary.
Sally.
No. Stop. Sally. So some of those games that I really wanted to include were just out of print, or just cost more than I thought they did. Board games are expensive. And others I would have had to get rid of to put on the list. What was I going to get rid of? Horrified? No. Bloody End? No. And I know that Billie built her entire list around an $80 game. What would you have included on your list if the zombies took all your games? Or did they take all your spooky games or all of your games? They just took our spooky games. I don't think zombies have much use for Honey Buzz. You never know. Have some fun building a list and then share it in the comments so we could see what you would have picked. As a special treat, not trick, we got to work on a really fun video with Foster the Meeple for Halloween. So keep your eyes out for that one coming up. I won't spoil anything, but we had so much fun doing it. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you want to keep watching until we get one right,
please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play your shelves.
I meant to do it during the waving.
Well,
too late.
We'll get there. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billie.
Hi.
Say your first one.
Your first one.
You looked all these up.
I thought I did.
Oh, your list is gonna get bad. I'm gonna tell everybody you didn't look up the prices.